Alright, so we're back for round 2 of the Momir Daily here. Looks like this time we're going to get to be on the play. And no mulligan, of course. We'll wait for... Alright, so our opponent's actually here this time. So, as I mentioned earlier, on the play, I actually like to... I prefer to wait until turn 3 to make my first creature. Just because there are just so many 2s that are just wasted. So, let's see. Well, that's actually not bad. So he actually managed to get one of the decent 2s. He's going to gain a couple life. I'm going to lose a couple life. Chances are it could matter. But I'm not too concerned about it in the grand scheme of things, because there will be ways to deal with that guy later, I'm sure. So discard the island. Don't want to get island walked. Put a... Okay, so... Then if that creature's toughness is 1 or greater, regenerate it. Okay. So that's a very interesting card. I remember this card when it came out. It's definitely a very interesting card. This is a 2/2 first strike. That's decent. It does have an ability to search up other rebels, but that's obviously not going to matter here because this deck is full of basic lands. So he gained a life. I lost a life. I don't think it's worth sacrificing this guy to kill this guy yet. We haven't taken a whole... I mean, we're not going to take a whole lot of damage from it right now. And I may be in a better position later to use this guy to regenerate something if necessary. So we're gonna... So I'm just gonna make our opponent lose a life. So that's kind of a little bit on parity there. Oh, that makes each opponent. Yeah, we lost a life. Okay, yeah, we lost a life and he lost a life. So, but he gained a life. So. No reason to attack because of the sergeant having first strike, which is actually kind of bad for both of our dudes here. Protection from green and a flyer. Okay, so this guy is actually maybe more annoying than I thought he would be. I might... Yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and kill this guy. Two first strike, no blocks, of course. Alright. We'd like to hit a flyer that isn't green, so we could try to keep up with this guy. I'd settle for something that deals with this guy too. Okay, this is actually very good. Not only is it a 3/3, but it nets us 2 mana on the sacrifice. So next turn, we're going to be able to make an 8-drop, while our opponent is still... There are quite a number of 8-drops that are very good, so I'm definitely going to be doing this. Because getting an 8-drop now could put us so far ahead that our opponent can't come back. Yeah, definitely gonna do this. I'm not gonna try to call this one like I did in round 1. I would settle for pretty much anything but that. Okay, so the Elder Dragon Legends are very bad to hit in this format because we basically wasted our 5-drop, which, I mean, is a reasonable risk because we're not going to be able to pay this guy's upkeep, and it doesn't even stop this guy for a turn, so that's the risk you take with a play like that. That Drummer's Attendant wasn't going to do a lot for us in the grand scheme of things, so that's really good. Okay, so he killed our dude. He's going to attack with the Treetop Sentinel here. He's probably not going to pay Echo on this and use it to try to do 4 damage. He might be able to kill my 7-drop with it, unless he chooses to pay upkeep for it, in which case I'm perfectly fine with that. So no blocks, of course. We can't pay this guy's upkeep, so he's going to die. We'll play Mountain. I'm just going to discard this for us here. We get Magma Giant. When Magma Giant enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to each creature and each player. That's really good, actually. It's going to take care of this Remosian Sergeant and that guy, which then he's going to come back and kill this guy. So that's not too bad. Our opponent's left with a two power guys, so, and we're still at 14. He does get to make a dude here while we don't. Granted, this guy just makes a bunch of little guys, so we're not in terrible shape here. There are a lot of 8-drops that can handle this board presence, so I'm not too concerned right now. A Sundering Titan would be fantastic here, considering we can knock out 4 of our opponent's lands while only losing 1 ourselves. We get Stormtide Leviathan. We get an 8/8 Island Walker. Now, we do have to be careful here because he does have a lot. Oh no, that's right. Creatures without flying or island walk can't attack. So we've pretty much put a damper on his. This guy can attack for 2. That guy's going to gain him 3 life each upkeep, which is going to offset a lot of the damage we're dealing with this guy. But we're not out of this yet because any flyer is going to put a stop to this guy. So obviously he's going to gain 3 life. We're going to attack for 8 that he cannot block because it has Island Walk, and everything's an island. It does make this much more annoying. I'm probably going to be switching to the version 4 beta soon. It's just so much easier to play out the games because tapping for mana is so much faster and things of that nature. Destroy target non-creature permanent. Well, we're definitely blowing up this mountain. Alright, so we've still got 4 turns here to try to find an answer to this Treetop Sentinel. And we've put our opponent behind a land, which is actually pretty good. So let's see what we get. Again, nothing. 6/4 can't attack as long as this guy's in play. So this guy's doing a lot of work for us. Okay, come on. Need a flyer. Need a flyer. Need a flyer. Flyer. Not a flyer. Well, crap. Well, still can't block my 8 power guy, but we're not doing as much damage as we could be, unfortunately. So it's a very interesting game state we have right now. Hey! Oh, the guy has protection from green. I was like, hey, he's gonna kill his own flyer, but then I remembered he has protection from green. Well, that could have been awesome, but instead is just pointless. So opponent's gonna gain more life. We're gonna make another guy. Anything with flying that isn't green. Anything with flying that isn't green. That'll do. Big Grizzy in the hizzy. It's going to be very hard for our opponent to win this game at this point. If he doesn't get something that blocks Grizzlebrand here, he's going to be in very bad shape. That does it. Wow, this guy's so good. Oh my god. Crap. He would have to hit, like, the one guy that is very good for him right here. Jeez. Yep, there goes Grizzlebrand. Alright, so we need... This is actually bad. We need something fantastic here. Something that deals with this guy. It's not gonna do it. This guy, yep, we're dead, so. Wrong button. Well, that was unfortunate. Our opponent hit almost like the one outer. I mean, there were plenty of outs, but there would have been plenty of whiffs too, so it's okay. It happens. No mulligan. Land, go. Land. Well, it's weird that we don't have another mountain there, considering half of our deck is mountains. Dragon Hatchling. That's alright. I don't think he's going to do much for right now, because he would have to use mana to Fire Breathe. Then he's almost certainly would rather just be making creatures right now. Okay. That could be a thing. 4 mana, destroy target creature is not terrible. If our opponent gets something that we need to deal with, that'd be a good way to do it. Our opponent gets a death-touching changeling. That's not bad. And we get Petrahydrox. When it becomes the target of a spell or ability, return it to its owner's hand. That could be relevant, but it is a 3/3, so we're just gonna shift the turn here. No reason to attack into his 2/2. Let's see. So we're both gonna discard a card, and he's gonna have to return one of these two to his hand. The fact that we're both discarding a card is okay, although it will make for an interesting decision later in the game when we have to, if you want to try to get to 8, you're going to have to skip a turn. It's actually good for me because I have a guy I can use when I skip my turn. So I figured he would keep this guy. So, alright, I'm not going to skip my turn yet. I'm going to go ahead and make a 5 here because we need to be able to deal with this guy. Grim Corpseborn. That's very good. I like that a lot. Alright, so that's fantastic actually, because when he attacks, he destroys target creature. Yeah, that's gonna be really good actually. Mr. You Spirit, you don't bother me. Mr. Crocodile, you do bother me. I'm probably gonna sack this Petrahydrox at the end of turn. Yes. Attack. Kill that guy. Get a counter. Wow, Grimgit is really good in this format. Goodbye, Mr. Dragon Hatchling. I'm not going to sack this guy just yet, so I'm going to make another guy so I can potentially untap Grimgrin, depending on what I get. Something that makes tokens would be fantastic right here. Can't attack unless you control another artifact. Do we have? Well, obviously neither of these are artifacts, so it can't attack right now. Guess what it's going to do? Untap Grimgrin. It will block, so it keeps the U-Spirit at home. Wow, our opponent is screwed. Boom. Grizzlebrand is just eating stuff. Eating all the stuff. And we're gonna make another creature here so we can attack Grizzlebrand. Or Grimgrin. I don't think our opponent, our opponent's only gonna get one creature. Oh, though, that guy's fantastic. Oh, wow. So our opponent's dead. because he's gonna make a dude. I'm gonna sack this guy to untap Grimgren, attack with both of these, and kill him. Assuming it's not. Yeah, that guy's nothing, so. Yes. Oh, wrong ability. Ow. And game. Well, that was much better than game one. Didn't even matter that we had to discard cards because Grimgren just killed him before we even got to 8. So hopefully game 3 will also go in my favor. This time it looks like we are going to be on the draw. So we get to make a 2-drop. Hopefully it will be a mana guy. Our opponent's also going to make a 2-drop, so that should buy us some time later. 2-1 doesn't do anything. Is it when it attacks? When it dies. Okay. So hopefully we don't hit a wall here. 2/2 pro blue. I'll take it. It's not attacking through a mason, but it'll block a blue guy. So our opponent did skip 3 because there's no reason. We don't have anything super threatening right now that he needs to try to deal with. Discard the plane. When you road keep, you may look at the top card of your library if it chooses. So that's never going to happen because it's kinship, and nothing on our top of our library will ever match because it'll always be lands. But it's still a 3/2. 3/2 is decent. So 2/4 flyer. That's a problem. Alright, so we're just going to always know this guy and always yield so that we don't have to worry about playing around with that trigger every upkeep because it's never going to work. So let's make a 4-drop. Discard this forest. Apes of Wrath. Alright, so it's a 5/4 that doesn't untap when it attacks. That's a fine creature. He doesn't have any way to block it profitably right now because I would be able to kill both of his guys if he did. I'm sure he's about to make another creature though, so we'll see. He does have this flyer, which is a problem. Discard 2 cards, deals X damage to a creature player. I don't see him using this guy at all. Or her, I suppose. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attack with the Apes of Wrath this turn, because if he blocks, we're going to eat whatever creature he blocks with, even if he double blocks. So. Oh! Well, that's very good, because that blocks that guy. Yes, gain life. Always gain life. I don't want to attack with this guy, because he can just trade off this guy for it. Actually, I am. I'm okay with that attack, since we have this guy now. No blocks. Fantastic. Hopefully, there are a lot of flyers on the upper end of the curve, so hopefully this guy gains us a lot of life. That would be good. Blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, it deals 3 damage to that creature. Okay, that's fine. So we're probably not going to block this guy for a while. Something with flying. Nope, but fear is fine. This guy had vigilance, I'd attack with him, but he does... Actually, we're kind of ahead here, so I'm going to press the advantage, because he doesn't have any... no way to deal with this guy on the attack. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Never mind. This guy's 4 toughness. So that was a misplay for no reason. Although if he attacks back, then we do get him for damage. So 4/7. 4/7 is big, but not unbeatable. I'd be very happy if he attacks with this, because I'll just trade it straight up for my winners. We'll just take 4 from this guy. call it a day. Because he can't block this guy. And I still have the potential to gain lots of life if I hit a big flyer, so that could put me significantly ahead. I didn't, but deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature with flying. Well, I wish I kept one of those forests now. But this guy has the advantage of being able to block and deal with this guy, so we're not going to attack with the apes, because he would just block here and kill it. But we will attack with our fear guy because he has no way to block it. Okay, so this is an interesting game. It's kind of a slugfest here, but we are ahead right now, so hopefully he does get the first 8-drop, which could be important. But it's not. This guy is a 3/4 blank. So that's actually very good for us. Alright, come on, flyer. Always flyers. Another Grizzlebrand wouldn't hurt. Axelrod Gunnarsson. Whenever creature dealt damage by Axelrod dies this turn, you gain 1 life, and he deals 1 damage to target player. Well, that's pretty good, actually, so I don't hate that. Wish this guy had Death Touch, but it doesn't, so we'll just... Oh, that was stupid. This guy is black. Fuck. Well, that was a super punt, so that was my bad. This is why we pay attention. Deals combat damage to a player. He can turn his lands into 8/8 creatures. Okay, so we're not hitting big creatures to deal with his guys. That could be a problem. But we still have plenty of outs here. Damage that we dealt by Excruciator can't be prevented. We like that guy. He's big, so we can double block this guy if it becomes relevant. So this can happen sometimes with Momir Basic. Neither player gets a creature that really outshines anything else, so you get these kind of board states that are clogged up until somebody hits a trump. So that's kind of the position we're in now, where somebody's looking for a trump card. Well, that sucked. What are the freaking odds I'd hit 2 of that guy? So this may put us pretty far behind then, because he can just attack now. He did not attack, thank God. I don't know why he didn't attack. That's super bad. This guy is crazy because you search your library for any number of lands and exile them, and his power and toughness become equal to the number of lands that you exile. So when your deck is all basic lands, just go get, 20 or 30 of them. Make this guy undealable. Now, if we hit something that deals with this guy, that's going to put us really good shape, because our opponent's going very deep on his lands. So we're not dead yet, because he has very few cards left in his deck, so there are a lot of options we can hit here that would be very good. Well, if we'd had a black mana, that would have done it. Are we dead? I think we're dead. 40, 49, 50. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're dead. Man, if I'd have had a black mana open, that would have been fantastic, because it would have wiped out all of those guys. $49, $57. Maybe I have close to that in toughness. 17, 22. No. So let's see. Five, 10, 17, 22, 26, 20, 30, 32, 51. Yeah, so we're dead. Well, that was unfortunate. Our opponent hit better creatures that match. Uh, I did make a couple of misplays that game, but the trench quarter pretty much just invalidated everything, so it was pretty irrelevant in the long run. So it sucks that we lost, but there's always more. I will see you guys in round 3.